Hi guys, welcome to Metal and Rock Zone. Today I'm going to talk about a band that I saw live yesterday. It's one of those bands that shaped my teenage years. I was listening to Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Metallica, and Accept. And I went to see Accept yesterday in a town called Zlín in the Czech Republic. And I want to talk about how the show was, how the band was, how was the set list, are the new songs any good, how was the crowd. And I met Utto's doppelganger, so you will see that, me and him, just hanging out, and compare him, not the doppelganger, but the real thing, Utto, to Mark Tonillo, the singer of Accept. Uh, and, uh, and I can actually compare them quite well because I saw Utto just a few months ago in a town called Pilsen, and you can actually check out that concert review here on my channel. But before we start, just to remind you, we have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and you can follow us there. We show shorts and reels and stuff like that, short intros from songs and stuff that we get from the concerts that we go to. Now, Zlín, I drove there. It's like between 3 and 4 hours drive, and I'm not sure I would do that for any band or every band or whatever band, but I do that for Accept. I did it actually before. I did it for Sepultura, so that was my first concert experience in Zlín, and you can actually see that here. They were playing with Sacred Reich. Great concert. But this one was in a different hall. Like the Sepultura concert was in a kind of small 400 or 500 people venue. This was in a 4,000 or 5,000 people venue, like a, I don't know, like a sports hall or something like that. Not like a full arena, but like, yeah, a smaller sports hall. And first thing I was thinking, why are Accept playing in a town like that? Why are they playing in a smaller town? Why aren't they playing in Prague, in the capital or something like that? But apparently, and I don't know what it is, and if you know, then tell me, but these guys seem to know where their most loyal fans are, because these fans knew everything. They knew every fucking song, all the new ones and everything. So I guess it's a good decision to play in those kind of B or C class markets. No disrespect to those markets, but they are not like the capitals that you kind of typically would see a band of this magnitude play in. I came there and I tried to talk to some of the fans. Oh, hi Lucas, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Yeah?
Good afternoon.
Are you looking forward to see Accept?
Yes, I have looked at Accept many times.
Yeah?
Yes. Very good band.
Have you seen them here in Zlín before? In this town? Have you seen them here?
Zlín?
Yeah. Have Accept been here before?
Yes, yes, 2 times.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And what's your favorite Accept song?
Oh, metal art.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible. Yes,
Restless and Wild.
I like era Udo.
Yeah.
New era is good, but era in Udo.
Yeah, the classic.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Lucas. Thank you very much. Enjoy the concert. Thank you. Bye. And when I was checking up on this concert that I've been looking forward to for a while, I saw that the Iron Maidens, the kind of all-female Iron Maiden cover band, was forming up, and I was very skeptic about it. And because for me, like, it isn't like, yeah, why are you having a cover band doing your warm-up? And actually, it turned out that it was a great idea because they really warmed the crowd. Everyone in the crowd knew every single song by that band, and everyone was in already when they started playing, which is not the case all the time. So I actually, kind of in hindsight, it was a great idea. The Iron Maidens are great, the singer is amazing, the guitar players are great, and this was a very big difference from Manowar that I saw last week, and I have a review on the channel about, where there was no warm-up band and Manowar just played like 14 or 15 songs. So I felt that already there, having a warm-up band that got the crowd really working was kind of leading into becoming a great night. So yeah, as I said, I've been looking forward to this concert for a long time because Accept was one of those bands that I had on a cassette. I worked in a farm. I was driving the tractor with my Walkman, my Sony Walkman, and so I've heard Accept in multiple speeds. When the batteries are almost over and it's slowing down and you know that you're running out of batteries, but you still like that song. So I've heard Fast as a Shark in a romantic slow version due to battery problems. And so I never expected that I would see this band in Czech Republic, which actually made the tractor that I worked on, Setor. Funny. When we talk about Accept, it's usually the dialogue has, for me, looking at it now, has been about Utto and Accept, Utto versus Accept, and how Utto left Accept, or how Accept kicked out Utto, and how Wolf Hoffman and Accept has been bad to Utto, and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, I think both seem to be doing kind of fine on their own, and in all fairness, if we look at it, then Accept has made like 15 albums in their lifetime. They started in 1976 in Germany, and Wolf Hoffman is actually kind of the only remaining member, but they've done 15 albums, and out of that, I think like 5 of them are since 2010 with Mark Tornillo. So it's not like this band has only the legacy that has Utto. Of course, that the nostalgic feeling. Utto has a very kind of interesting appearance and characteristics and vocal capabilities and so on. But I have a feeling that it's unfair to kind of just talk about this band in this sense. In the same way, I see that Utto has his own career. He's made a lot of albums without Accept, actually, much more albums than Accept has done. And it would not be fair to kind of always talk about him, yeah, but he was better with Accept or something like that. And in Accept now are Wolf Hoffman, he's been there from the start, he's lead guitar and backing vocals, and Mark Tornillo, who's been there since 2009, Uwe Lulis, who's a guitar player, and he's been since 2015, Christopher Williams on drums since 2015, and Martin Motnik on bass since 2019, and Philip Schaus on guitar since 2019. So they have 3 guitar players. And this is clearly, and I saw that during the concert, this is Wolf Hoffman's band. He runs the show there, that's obvious. And what I found out leading up to this concert is that some of the newer albums are actually really good. It's not just the old hits. But I was curious to hear those songs live because I had been listening on the way in the car. I had like 4 hours to listen to Accept, and I wasn't sure that these songs would be good live. Some of the songs I liked, but there were also some songs that I just didn't really like. And then they started off, the show started off after the Iron Maidens had warmed up the crowd. They started off with like 2 songs from Too Mean to Die, the latest album, and they were really, really good, and they actually worked better than on the album. There was Zombie Apocalypse, and I don't remember the other song. And they were really, really cool and really kicked off, and the sound was really perfect from the get-go. Then they went into Restless and Wild and London Leather Boys, and these songs sounded also really good, and you could see that the crowd was really on. Now the show was kind of like appropriate, I would say. Like they had the snake in the background, and some smoke, some lights and stuff like that. Nothing over the top, but just kind of fit for purpose somehow. And then they did Overnight Sensation, which is a really cool song of the new album To Me and To Die. And I like the lyrics there because it's kind of about this dream that most people seem to have now of becoming rich overnight on Instagram or something like that without having actually worked for it. And then you kind of get into this loophole or cycle of kind of chasing this gratification that, getting from the likes and the views, like me with this channel. I love the views and I love the comments and I love the likes. And that was interesting when they played that song. Then I could see, okay, the crowd here, and that's what I was saying in the beginning with the B market, C market, the crowd knew those songs. And I'm curious about how do these bands know that, yeah, we need to play in this city because the people will know our music. And they knew the songs from the new album. They have 3 guitars. So they have Wolf, they have Uwe, and they have Philip on guitars. And that's really, really cool that so it's super tight, so 2 guys can be soloing, and then there's still a cool rhythm in the background, and no backing tracks or anything like that. And so it's super, super tight. And overall, I would say that the sound on this concert was kind of perfect. All the instruments somehow got to shine, even though, yeah, as I said, I mean, this is clearly Wolf Hoffman's band, but it doesn't become the Wolf Hoffman show. Everyone has kind of their moment in the sun somehow, and the mix there was great. They had really good bass sound, amazing. This drummer is really good, and the drumming sound was great. And then, yeah, Mark's singing was really, really good. And after like 5 or 6, I think it was after 6, so they went into something that on the set list was called Riff Orgy, and I was like, Jesus Christ, now we're gonna see a bunch of guitarists play some solos off each other and it's gonna become boring and stuff like that. And no, it wasn't. It was actually like a medley of 4 or 5 songs. It was Demon's Night, Starlight, Losers and Winners, and Flash Rocking Man, kind of mixed into one bag. And that was a super, super cool thing because it kind of gave a set list of, I think, 19 songs, 3 extra short songs. So you ended up with actually kind of 22 songs. So you got like snippets of those 4 songs. And I was thinking, that's impressive. You know, you have a warm-up band, and you have them doing 19 songs plus a medley with like 4 songs. So it's a total of like 22 songs. Well, 18 songs plus the medley of 4 songs, 22 songs. And that's good value for money. And Manovar, I'm looking at you. You did like 14 or 15 songs, no warm-up, and it took you like 3 songs to hit your stride. With Accept, they just hit the ground running. Mark, the singer, they did one slow song called The Best Is Yet to Come, and that's off the new album, Too Mean to Die. It's actually 5 or 6 songs on the setlist from that album, and I'm actually gonna check that album out more now because these songs were really solid there live. And that's in that song you really get to feeling that he's not just there to sing the old Utto stuff. He is his own man. You know, he has really, really interesting vocal capabilities, and he sings differently in this song. So check out that song, The Best Is Yet to Come, on Too Mean to Die, because I feel that he shows a side that I didn't know that was there somehow, and yeah, he kind of makes it his own somehow. Yeah, so Mark is very much not just some backup guy. I mean, he writes lyrics as well, and he's co-writing on a lot of the songs of the later albums, and so I don't feel that they, with him, found just someone who's there to copy Utto. I'll talk more about the comparison between those guys at the end of this video. Then after this song, they did a trio of songs that was amazing. That was kind of the highlight of the concert. They did Princess of the Dawn, Fast as a Shark, and Metal Heart, and they really delivered those songs. And I was thinking about it afterwards that when those songs were made, the gear and the skills that this band had was less than it is now. I mean, they were always skilled, but you know, now that we're talking 30 years later, and they played all this. They have better gear, better amps, better guitars, better strings, whatever, and it was so cool. And those songs are aging really, really well. And I was thinking with like Fast as a Shark, this is thrash metal, you know, like this is what shaped a lot of other bands for sure. And the man behind all of this is, of course, is Wolf Hoffman, and it's so interesting to see how much he loves this. He loves being on the stage, and it's so refreshing to see someone who's been doing this for, yeah, since 1970 something, and probably played those songs a million times, and he played them live a million times, he played them at home a million times, he played them in the studio, he's practiced, whatever, but he fucking loved it, and he really radiates that energy somehow to the crowd, and it was so cool to see that he didn't just get into let's get through it, you know. You had a feeling that he really fucking loved being there, and I'm not sure that he gets all the credit that he's due for, because he's actually a really good guitar player. He's good with riffs, and he also has super cool solos. The chemistry within the band is good, but it's, yeah, he's the boss. You can see that. I'm pretty sure, I was telling my friend after the concert, I'm pretty sure that anyone who gets near this band has to be high quality. Even probably the fucking bus driver can play Eddie Van Halen solos, otherwise he wouldn't be allowed to drive the bus. You just really get that feeling. They ended on Balls to the Walls and I'm a Rebel, and the crowd just lost it. You know, I found, that's where I found Utto's Doppelganger. You can see it here, that we were really having a blast. It was so funny, and that's, yeah, that was nice to see that he loved it too. My verdict, I'm gonna give this 10 out of 10. Was a super cool concert, really great night, and the pros are amazingly good band. I mean, like, every person on this band is a professional, that's clear. There was not one failure on the whole thing. The sound was perfect. It was a really good flow of songs in a mixed set list, and I was very impressed how how they mixed the new and the old stuff together, and I don't know how well the crowd was engaged with all that. You know, like it's so often that you go to see those shows and people just want to hear Run to the Hills with Iron Maiden, or they want to hear Number of the Beast. They don't want to hear the new stuff. But there you had a feeling that they wanted the new stuff. 22 songs, that's good value. Great choice of warm-up band. The Iron Maidens. They're amazing. Props to them. I hope I will see them again. They're super fun, super good. And yeah, and they were good with the crowd without tracking it out. You know, like it's very tempting when you have all this epic stuff like the in Metal Heart. You can drag this stuff out. Princess of the Dawn, you can drag it out. I think Utto did like a 13-minute version of Princess of the Dawn. Pretty sure that this version yesterday was like 7 or something. But they didn't. But they still got the crowd to be engaged without kind of, you know, taking it too far. No boring speeches, no bullshit like that. And Wolf Hoffman, he's a god of a man somehow. You know, the guy is a giant. He's fit. He's 63 years old, but he looks younger than me. And he with the energy that he brought. I don't know, negatives. I don't think I can say a lot of negatives about something that gets 10 out of 10. Maybe a little bit, it was too short. But I had fun even with songs that I didn't enjoy on the album version. So that usually is a good sign. Now, comparing Utto and Mark, I saw Utto with 500 people in a smaller venue in a town called Pilsen. It was great, it was fun. Utto gives me some nostalgia that I don't get from Mark, obviously, because Utto was the guy that I was looking at when I was 12. I want to be like this when I grow up. I'm really happy that I didn't turn out to be exactly like Utto when I grew up, but he has something, and it's weird. It's weird to go and see a 70-year-old man who's not necessarily in the best shape of his life, doesn't have a lot of hair on his head, is wearing clothing that most people would consider not necessarily cool, but he has something. He has something that not many people have, and I have no fucking clue what it is. Whereas then I look at Mark, and he delivers a performance that is great, but he doesn't have that legacy. You know, he wasn't there when these songs came, but he could do them. He could do all these songs, and I felt that he actually did them in some way better than Utto himself. Maybe Utto had less good night, or didn't have his night, and Mark had his night, or something like that. But he's not there as just a replacement of Utto. As I said earlier, he adds something of his own. If I look at the album success of the latest album and the kind of the venue size, then I would say, okay, Accept are doing better than Utto. And I like Accept's music better than I like some of Utto's stuff. I mean, there is recent stuff with Utto that I like, but there is also recent stuff that I didn't really like. So I would say I love both. I want to see both again, but I would say Accept are doing slightly better. And I feel that Mark is more capable of doing this stuff now than Utto is. Not saying that Utto is bad. I'm talking about the concert that I saw yesterday that I'm giving 10. I think I gave Utto 8.5 or 9 or something. So, you know, I'm not saying Utto is bad. I'm just saying that, you know, Accept has this tiny little edge on him somehow. Have you seen both bands? What do you think? Tell me about that in the comments. And yeah, like, share, and comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I have some albums coming up that I'm going to review in the coming weeks. Recent weeks. I actually did in recent weeks as well, and in coming weeks I will. So stick around, and there are some gigs coming up also now in February and March. Send me some cool stuff. I'm really curious. I'm happy for all the emails and all the stuff that I get about new bands and younger bands that are promoting themselves. I really like that. It just takes me sometimes a little bit of time to get to it, to figure out this stuff, listen to all of it, and give you feedback. So stay tuned, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.